So off we go, and now we're hitting the road all the way to Limpopo, to the venue. Traffic was not too bad. As you can see here, it was just a bit of cars here and there. Probably it's because I was a little bit early.
Take the next right onto Prof. Rudecourt Street, N1.
Okay, we're turning right. Going to Maropa now.
In 800 meters, turn left onto Maropa Drive.
Turning left, so I think we are actually at the place. We have arrived at Maropa San, people, where the SAPA YOPA event is.
In 200 meters, turn right.
So this was my first time ever attending such an event here in Limpopo, the SAPA YOPA, as it known to be. I was shocked at the number of bikes that I found at the venue. I was expecting actually to see hundreds of bikes, but unfortunately I just saw this handful of bikes here and I was so shocked.
Right, so we have successfully arrived.
Were these the only bikes at the event? Are these the only people really up here to attend this event? I don't know. Let's wait and see. Okay, so let's check up the skies and actually get to see around the area, the venue, and the whole area actually from the aerial view. Let's go. So what you're seeing over there is actually the campsite. It's where the bikers were camping. So there are actually two options here. Bikers had actually the option to sleep in the hotel, the Maropa San Hotel, or actually camp in some tents, which are actually made available by the venue owners. So as you can see, it's pretty much cool, nice looking, a lot of trees around. The area looks cool, very fresh and refreshing. So lots of bikers were actually camping. They actually decided to camp. You know, as bikers, they like adventure, and adventure is everything. You get to explore a lot of stuff, see new things, meet new people, do crazy things. I mean, you explore a lot, you know. So bikers decided to do a camping at the campsite there, as you can see. So let's actually have a full view of the campsite. So over there is the actually main event area. This is where the Maropa Casino is, and this is where the bikers were actually packing up and settling around, ready for the events and function. As time went by, a number of bikers started to trickle in bits and pieces. One thing I've discovered is that, you know, when such an event is held, a number of people decide to camp at the area, some sleep in the hotels, but a lot actually decide to look for their own accommodation around the area. This was actually what had happened here. So when I arrived, I thought like there's only a handful of bikes, only to realize later people were actually camped out on the accommodation facilities around the area, and then they started trickling in towards the top of the hour of the main event. As you can see here, there is now quite a lot of bikers and bikes around. Let's get to see again. So there was just still a bit of just move around as people were still settling in, some coming in and some getting dressed up. People were actually prepared to take off for the main event of the day, which was actually the mass ride. This is whereby people just take a ride in a single file around the areas around the city. Okay, let's get down to business. Right, so finally the hour arrived, and as you can see, some were still even moving around though. There were now lots of people. However, a number of them were actually lined up already at the main entrance just to take off for the bus ride. Let's go and have a look. There is everyone right there, people lined up in double line, preparing to take off to some areas around the Polokwane city on a mass ride. The mood is charged up, the atmosphere pregnant, everybody ready to hit the throttle up and actually get a tour around Polokwane. I mean, you can literally tell from the views here that everyone was actually in a very jovial mood, ready to pump up some pops and bangs. There goes the road captain. He says, let's go. Everybody follow me. Let's ride. So here is the route outlay. From here, Meropa Hotel, we're gonna ride towards the city, which is the Polokwane, formerly known as Petersburg. But just before we actually enter into the city, we're actually gonna be turning left and ride into some ghetto area around and ride down with that, and then get to a venue where we're actually gonna get addressed by the event organizers. After the address, we're actually gonna check out and come back right here at Meropa San. However, this time around, we're gonna be riding through the city of Polokwane. So brace yourself, get ready to tour around with us as we cruise around the streets of Polokwane. Let's pump it up. As we ride around here, right? So one thing to note here, you realize that the event started a little bit very late, like compared to the usual start times when I asked others. As I said, this was my first time attending this event. So in the morning, we waited and waited and waited and waited. There was not even a single activity happening. People actually just chilled in their tents, hanging around the hotel, talking stories. Yeah. However, information got to us that, okay, the actually program is going to change a little bit because of a funeral event which was actually happening on the very same day. So it happened that the SAPA YOPA club, SAPA YOPA is actually a club name, right? So this event was organized by the SAPA YOPA club. So it happened that one of their members, I think, passed on towards the days. And unfortunately, they couldn't postpone or cancel out the event on the same line. However, the funeral was actually slotted up on the very same day when this event was also slotted up. That was a little bit of a challenge. However, due to the Ubuntu and the respects which the leaders of SAPA YOPA do have for the deceased, is they were one of them. They actually said that, nope, we're not gonna sabotage the funeral, neither are we gonna cancel out the SAPA YOPA event. In their wisdom, they actually managed to make both events happen on the very same day. So the mass ride actually was supposed to be happening around 10 a.m. It ended up happening around 2 p.m. But yeah, that's where we are. So that was the story. That's why everything was actually delayed up, and there was a funeral in the SAPA YOPA family. However, as if that's not enough, on this very same event here, when we were coming back, there was another unfortunate event which I actually have limited words to talk about, but I'm just going to talk about it in passing. There was an incident whereby one of the bikers that we were actually riding with along this route, but when coming back, unfortunately we came back one short. So there was an unfortunate incident, and there was an incident with the biker and the taxi, the Quantum. It all happened. I'm not sure, I don't have the details, but we just got to see a glimpse and snippets of the visuals here and there. The incident happened and the biker was rushed to hospital, but unfortunately the news got to us that the biker did not make it. To that we say, rest in peace, soldier, rest in peace. A moment of silence for the fallen hero. So yeah, we're still riding. We're still en route to our turning point. That is actually the destination. And here, I think I would like to salute the men and women in uniform. They actually made our ride a lot more easier, as they were actually there helping us from these unforeseen incidences. They actually were there to control the traffic and to control as well as us, so that we can actually behave on the road. And that was actually a very, very, very good thing. So we actually want to salute these officials and for the great job which they're actually doing to the community. We say thank you to the men and women in uniform of South Africa. Finally arrived at the venue, all of us in one piece. I'll leave it to you to enjoy the sweet sound as people are busy revving the piece out of their pipes. Your eyes are glassy, aren't they? I mean, did you see the love? Did you feel the love? Did you smell the love? Anyway, as they say, unless if it's urgent, don't date a non-biker. You're missing out there. Find yourself a biker, or just encourage him to be a biker. Anyway, let's take it up to the skies and have a view of where we are.
us in the form of fighting tax against the
Now, we got addressed and now it's time to hit the road and heading back to Meropa Hotel where we were actually camped. Right, as we were going through there, the management or the team lead actually decided that we pass through the place where the funeral was being held for the SAPA YOPA member who passed on in the earlier days, and the burial was actually on the very same day of this event. So this is the place. So bikers just passed through there and we parked there for a few minutes. As you can see, this is the place here. I think the tent, that's where the mourners were gathered. So we just chilled there for a moment. And after a few minutes, the road captain actually signaled that we actually have to take off and move. So now we're checking out. Let's go. Now we are quarter to the venue, so let's get to see bikers passing through this point here as we going back to where we started off the journey. Everybody heading back to the paddock. Sadly and unfortunately, at this moment in time, we were one man down. we back to 0 start 1. Now it was a full house. Almost everyone was now here. Those who were late, those who came from their campsites, those we found on the road, those who were coming across the borders. Everyone was now here. And now we're all gathered in the afternoon preparing for the evening session. I mean, the place was super packed, as you can see. For now, we're ending here. However, watch out for part 2. It's gonna